In this short video, we will explore how to back up your data and transfer it to another location. Specifically, we will look at how to back up using Google Drive or an encrypted external drive, which you can purchase on Deacon Depot or at stores like Office Depot, Best Buy, Target, Amazon, etc. First things first, when we say back up your data, we mean put your data in another location. Backing up your data is especially important when you're getting a new computer. The process of backing up and transferring data is a lot like the process of moving into a new home. Think of your new computer as your new home. As we must pack and move our furniture and belongings when we move, we also have to gather and move our data when we get a new computer. Also, just like the belongings in our home, the more we have, the longer the process will take. If I have hundreds of files or large files like videos, the process could take anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours or more. Let's get started. It's good to look at this process in 3 steps. Number 1, have a plan. Know if you're going to put your data into Google Drive or onto an encrypted external drive. This is just like deciding between a U-Haul or a Penske moving truck. Number 2, organize your files. Find your data and prepare to move it. Make sure you look in every location on your computer where you store files, like on your desktop, in your Documents folder, your C drive, your Users folder, everywhere. Then organize your files in a way that makes sense, if they're not already organized. Create folders and put those files into the folders. This is the part where you're boxing up your belongings and double-checking all of your closets. Number 3, make the move and put your data in the drive location you've chosen, whether it's Google Drive or your external drive. This is the part where you're loading your boxes onto the truck. Let's go ahead and take a look at the process. I'll demonstrate both backing up to Google Drive as well as to an external hard drive. Let's start with Google Drive. To open Google Drive, you can simply open your Wake Forest Google Mail, then click the App Launcher in the top right corner and click Drive. Or you can simply open a web browser and type drive.google.com and log in with your Wake Forest credentials. And here's a little tip. Our Wake Forest Google Drive gives us unlimited storage space. This means we can store literally all of our data in Google Drive. Next, I'm going to create a folder on my desktop and give it a meaningful name like Data Backup or something to that effect, and maybe today's date. To do that, I'll simply right-click on my desktop and choose New Folder. I'll call this Data Backup 6/10/16 and hit Enter. Next, I'm going to find all of my files on my computer and drag them into this folder that I've created on my desktop. I can also, of course, drag folders in there as well. I'll drag all of my files into my folder. And finally, I will begin the process of moving my data. There are 2 ways to do this with Google Drive. I can either click New, Folder Upload, then locate my folder on my desktop, click OK, and it will begin uploading. Or very simply, I can click and drag my folder onto my Google Drive. You might notice at the bottom it says drop files to instantly upload them to my drive. So I will just drop those. And I can see now at the bottom right corner, it says the upload is complete. Of course, again, as I mentioned, if you have a lot of files or large files, this could take a long time. Once it says upload complete, I am finished. Now, if I'm using an encrypted external drive, I'll do almost exactly the same thing, except I'll plug in my external drive, and when it pops up, I can simply drag and drop my folder of files into this drive. Now, I've mentioned that the drive should be encrypted, especially if I'm moving confidential or sensitive information. If you're not familiar with how to encrypt a drive, simply locate it here in your Windows Explorer, and I can see Removable Disk D. All I have to do is right-click on this, choose Turn on BitLocker, It will take just a moment, and then it will prompt me through a short process. Now, to encrypt this drive, I would like this to require a password in order to unlock it. Whenever I plug it into my computer, it will require a password. So I'm going to check the box next to use a password to unlock the drive, and I'm now going to set an alphanumeric password. I can, of course, include spaces and symbols. I'll click Next. I'm going to save my recovery key to a file, or I could print it. I'll click Next again, and start encrypting. A little tip for you, if this is the first time you're encrypting your drive, do it before you put any data on the drive. It's much faster if you do it beforehand when it's empty. When it is complete, you can click Close, and now I can simply drag and drop my folder of contents onto my encrypted external drive. Once the data is on my external drive or in Google Drive, the transfer part is easy. Just like unloading and unpacking my moving boxes, I can download my files onto my new computer as I need. If I'm using Google Drive, on my new computer, I can open a web browser and go to Google Drive just as I've done before by going into my Mail, then clicking the app launcher and clicking Drive, or by going to drive.google.com and logging in. I can locate the folder, then choose Download. Those files will now download onto my new computer. If I'm using an external hard drive, I'll plug it into my new computer and open the drive. I can see it is BitLocker protected, so I'll click this, and it will require the password that I set for it. Now I can see the contents of my folder, and I can very easily click and drag those onto the desktop of my new computer. Of course, as a rule of thumb, it's a good idea to always back up your data as often as you make significant changes or additions, not just when you're getting a new computer. If you have any questions at all about how to back up or transfer your data, please feel free to contact the Wake Forest Information Systems Service Desk by stopping by in ZSR Library or by calling us at 336-758-4357. Thanks for watching.